Black Chamber first annual awards dinner and dance. And at this time, I would like to bring to the stage our chairman of the board, Mr. Jim Echo.
Thanks so much, Kim, and I want to welcome everyone to this evening's festivities and our first Heartland Black Chamber event of this nature. So thank you all for your attendance. I'd like to, before I go into some of the other duties I've been assigned, I would like to ask that we give a big hand to Kim for the outstanding job that she's done to organize this event, the planning and the execution. I think she's done a great job, and she's been a great person in that role as CEO of the Heartland Black Chamber during this period. I'd also like to thank all of our sponsors, and in your programs you saw, and I won't take the time to name each of them, but you saw in the back of your program sponsors that we had at different levels who participated to support this program today as well. Finally, I've got several individuals who are elected officials that I'd like to recognize, and I realize that people come and go, and most of the time someone is missed in this process. But I'd like to introduce, if I would, and if you could stand, if you're still present, Representative Michael Johnson, Missouri District 23. If you're here, Mr. Johnson. All right. And State Representative Ashley Bland Manlove, District 26. Okay, there she is. We have Councilwoman Raina Parks Shaw, 5th District, KCMO. And finally, I'm going to make an introduction, which will come again shortly with presentation, but I'd like to introduce Chancellor Dr. Kimberly Beatty, also Chancellor of Metropolitan Community College. Thank you so much. And finally, I'd like to take this time I have the honor of introducing our two MCs for this evening. We have two personalities that are, to me, they're very much celebrity. And the first is with Fox TV program, Tony Talley. Tony, right here. I've learned a lot about this young lady. We set the table for dinner earlier and had conversation, but Tony, tell us a little bit about your work and how you came back to Kansas City.
Absolutely. Well, hello, Kansas City. How y'all doing tonight? All right, I think it can be a little louder than that. We almost just went to church with the Black National Anthem. There we go. Come on, clap. So I'm originally from Kansas City, born and raised. I am with Fox 4, been there a little bit over a year. Launched a lifestyle show, Great Day KC. So if you haven't been watching, you can tune in Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 o'clock. But a quick background about me. I got my news introduction back in Columbia, South Carolina, where I started at Watch Fox there. I'm a graduate of Heartland University, a historically black college. Yes, HBCU, that's right, stand up. I moved back home in November of 2014. Couldn't be happier. Happy to be here to spread the news and be on Great Day KC.
Well, thank you so much, Tony. And we've got not just one MC, we've got two. We also have with us Shay Perry, who is a radio personality with KPRS. And Shay,
Thank you.
tell us a little bit more about you. I know everybody knows who both of you are, but I want you to share some secrets.
I appreciate that. How you all doing tonight? The food good? The drinks even better? I see it on your face just a little bit. It's okay. We're going to have a great night tonight. Well, I have a few different names depending on who's asking. But during the day, I go by Shay Perry. I'm a sales and marketing coordinator at Crux KC, who's around the corner. Clap it up for them for the one time, please. Thank you, thank you. And by night, I go as Deanna Hustle on Hot 103 Jams, KPRS. Major love to Carter Broadcast Group, so clap it up for them as well. So quick thing about me, Deanna is my middle name. Hustle, I feel like, explains me very well. I'm always ripping and running, handling my business. And then, of course, you can't spell hustle without STL. I'm originally from St. Louis, so we have any St. Louis natives in the building. Okay, I see a few of us there. We're going to take a picture later. Kansas City, I love you too. It's been great. It's been great. But I came to KC to attend UMKC back in 2015, and this has became my home ever since then. So Rule Up, Go Rules, any alumni in the building. Major love to Dr. Brandon Martin.
Welcome to Kansas City.
Welcome. I'm happy to be here. We're going to have a great night tonight.
We are.
It's the first annual. Many more to come.
I hope so. Well, thank you both. Both of these young ladies will be your MCs for the evening, so let's give them a round of applause. And with that, I'm going to depart and turn it over to Tony and Shay and back to Kim, who allowed me to spend a few minutes up here. And she told me not to take too long, so I'm departing right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. First and foremost, this is a wonderful space, is it not? The food is even more fabulous.
Oh, let me tell you, I was sitting over there waiting to get called up here. I wasn't moving. The food was good. I ate all of it.
She's not lying.
All of it. I got
Every time I
dessert too.
came over,
I was just like, just come get me when it's time. Another thing of food.
yeah, for sure. So I want to show some major love. Miss Anita Moore, could you please stand up? We love your space, the food chef, Anita Moore. We want to thank you for opening up your beautiful soiree steak and oyster house to us, the Black Chamber.
Looking beautiful in that dress as well.
I think we should take a quick minute because everyone in here is looking fabulous. So please clap it up for yourselves tonight before we continue to head into our program.
Yeah. All right, so Shay and I are your MCs tonight, but we're not going to hold you too long. We're going to get right into the program, introducing our very first speaker up tonight, Dr. Kimberly Beatty.
Let's clap it up for her.
Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Well, y'all do look good out there. I want to thank Kim Randolph and the board of the chamber for asking me to be here and inviting me to make some comments. This is a really great event, and I want to just give everybody who's helped out, soiree, a big hand. Just one more time. I know I'm not the MC, but there's a lot of work that go into these events. I'm not going to stay long. They told me 5 minutes. I'll do my best. I'm not a preacher, but I do love a microphone. So I am not originally from Kansas City. I came to my husband and I, Kelvin Beatty. Would you stand up? The love of my life. I always point him out because he has put up with me. And it's not necessarily just putting up with me, but with the career. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was having a little conversation about our football team. But I do love the Chiefs, but I also love the Steelers. And I don't want to pull out my terrible towel, but no. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, and we talked about HBCUs. I'm a 3-time graduate from Morgan State University. And my career has taken us all over the country. We met in Southern California, and then Southeastern Virginia, Fort Worth, Texas, Houston, Texas, to here. And many times people ask me, well, where do you love living best? Where, of all the places that you lived, where do you love best? And I'm not just saying this because I'm in Kansas City, but Kansas City is the place that we have said that we were definitely making home, and it is one of our favorite. It is our favorite. I mean, Fort Worth is a close second, but Kansas City is our favorite. When I came to Kansas City, I saw a vision of just amazing opportunity. Taking this position as chancellor at MCC, I thought, man, this is a great opportunity. We offer a lot of programs. We serve 20,000 students. Did y'all know that? 20,000 students, all of these programs. Thank you. That is a lot. And we put people into jobs. But what I'm very passionate about, I've written a lot of articles and a book on this, is equitable access to higher education. And when I came to Kansas City, I saw a gap that we had a lot of great programs at MCC. We do a lot of great things, but we weren't in the places that provided that equitable access to higher education. So you have an open invitation to me. I want to invite you to our new facility that we bought. We invested $2.9 million into the Truce Corridor. We bought the old Nazarene print shop, gutted it out, and built a Advanced Technical Skills Institute where you can go and get your construction, HVAC, welding, manufacturing, robotics, all kinds of great programs with the newest facilities. And that vision, I wanted to make sure, because we were down there on Front Street. Y'all know in the business park, one bus came through there. And no offense to anybody in the room, but all the students there were white, middle-aged men. I went through there yesterday with one of our partners, Dr. Dred Scott, and you see women, you see people of color, and it's right on the bus line. Right. So, thank you. So it's made me very proud to see that vision come to reality, and that's what Kansas City needs. We need to educate our community, and it's not just young people. Colleges and community colleges are not just about young people. It's adults. There's a lot of folks sitting in mama's basement playing video games, or there's a lot of people that are transitioning into careers and they want to get retrained. I know I've got a great alumni over there with Paris Construction. Won't you stand? A woman-owned, minority-owned business. She's one of our MCC alumni. So I came to Kansas City and I was inspired. I was inspired to see that vision come to fruition, because what I know is that education is power. If we're going to get to prosperity for all of our communities, for all of Kansas City, come on y'all, say it, all. We just changed our vision statement to include for all, because we want to make sure that we educate and provide opportunities for all of Kansas City so that they have an opportunity to get a higher education, get a skill or transfer, and get a job, because that's what's going to help us go, because education is power. And that only takes place with partnerships. Many of you that are in the room, the FEC, Mr. Sherman has been a great partner of the college for many, many years. There's a lot of people, I don't want to start naming, J.E. Dunn and Truman. There's a bunch of folks that are partners with us. It takes all of us. I've been going around the room telling you about an event that we have coming up. I'm not going to make a plug, but we got Donna Brazile coming on January 13th for the MLK function. So if you haven't gotten your ticket, there you go. If you haven't gotten your table, they are going very fast. But it takes all of us. It takes all of this community, and this is a wonderful community. When I tell people about Kansas City, many people say, Kim, I didn't think you were going to stay in Kansas City, because 6 years now. We're going on 6 years. Because I usually go and, create and I exit, and it's been 6 years. And so my colleagues, they say, you're still in Kansas City? I say, yeah, Kansas City's a good place. It's got everything all the big cities has. It's just less people, which makes it a sense of community that I value, and I appreciate the partnership that you have with the college. For those of you who do, for those of you who don't, it's not too late. And we want to continue to keep that vision going forward. Equitable access to education. Thank you for giving me a few moments. Thank you for inviting me, and you all have a good night and enjoy the rest of your evening.
That was perfect. Let's give it up one more time for Dr. Kimberly Beatty.
Yes, thank you for that. So while this is the first annual event for the Heartland Black Chamber of Commerce, it was brought to my attention that this used to be called the Kansas Chamber of Commerce.
I did hear that.
And this started many moons ago, like around 2004.
2004, you're correct.
So I know you got a little bit more of the history for us. I'm gonna turn it over to you.
We're gonna do a quick history lesson. Now, Mr. Leroy Toombs founded the Kansas Black Chamber of Commerce in 2004. Now, Toombs gained prominence as the owner of Toombs & Son, which held federal contracts to provide food and maintenance services for military bases throughout the country. Let's clap it up for that type of history. That's major.
That's major.
Now, I know we want to keep things going. We have some music we're going to get into a little bit later. I think we got this dance floor. We're going to get a dance floor going, maybe electric slide. I saw somebody hit a two-step a little bit ago.
I know Kim said something about the wobble earlier.
Oh,
That you see the way she just hopped up on that? That is her jam, okay? But before we move on with the program, we do want to acknowledge past and present board members. So if you can, just stand up so that we can give you a round of applause as well.
Yes.
So without you, we would not be standing here at this amazing event today.
we appreciate all of your service, all of your work. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, I think it's time to get into
I
the
think it
award
is.
ceremony. So the first person we want to bring up, Craig Moore.
Let's clap it up for Craig Moore.
Can I also get the chairman to come to the, yes.
All right, how everybody doing today? I always get nervous when I get voluntold to do some things, but Miss Kim is my mama, so I'll do whatever she asks me to do. I appreciate everybody being here. It's been a blessing to kind of be in this space. For me who don't know, I am the founding executive director for Black Excellence KC. We are a professional development program directed towards Black professionals here in Kansas City to help increase their trajectory when it comes to economic empowerment. And when we think about our members, we look for those who are people of service, those who are wanting to really give back to the community and want to be a great example for the future. And there's no better person than the person who's going to receive this award. Since I met Goldie, she's been just very impactful. She's helped out with BSKC in our first trunk or treat. When she did the Invest and Manifest, we were able to do a table there. Even though I couldn't attend, I knew it was such a beautiful setting. And then just recently with Cyber Creations, just giving back to our youth and exposing them to technology, right? And when we think about wanting to have high growth impact in our space, that has to do with technology. And most of the time, our culture doesn't understand that just because that representation isn't there. And so what Goldie provides in her space is that representation in an authentic space. So Goldie, if you want to come on up, and we would love for you to accept this Shining Star Award. Okay. Let's give her another round of applause, please.
Well, thank you, Ms. Kim. First, I want to say it is a huge accomplishment for you to reach back to small businesses like myself and give us the opportunity and the space to be acknowledged. So I want to say thank you. And then my name is Goldie Powell, and I run a business by the name of Cyber Creations. And what Cyber Creations does is we do web development, web hosting. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. We do web development, web hosting, web troubleshooting. We do anything that's tied to websites. And we are currently in 14 different states, and we are continuing to grow. And our latest development, which is my baby, is Cyber Creations Tech.
where we work with students grade level 6 through 12, and we teach them web design. And what I've done is I've created a full circle. So what we do is we teach the youth web design, and then we allow internships for them to come and work at Cyber Creation. So they're going straight into the tech field. And what I want to do is I want to be that representation to show our little black girls and our little black boys that you can go into tech and you do have the confidence. You are just as good as anyone else. And yeah, you can do it. So thank you. I appreciate it, and yeah, thank you.
All right, and can we have our next speaker come up, Victor Hammond?
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Victor Hammonds. I'm Director of Business Banking for Bank Midwest and an HBCU grad. Lincoln University, the real LU, where I pledged part of a frat that's so nice they named it twice. Kappa Alpha Psi, my brothers of the Phi Nu Pi. I know, I had to do it.
Divine Nine.
I had to do it. Yeah, in honor to all the Divine Nine. It's my distinct pleasure to talk about the award that I'm going to be announcing here. This is the Small Business Big Heart Award. And once I tell you who it is, you're all going to agree with why we chose this particular company and organization. But what this award represents is a small business that's out in the community, cares about the community, doing things to make our community better. By doing a wide range of things. I'm trying to be coy here, not to give it away who it is. So I'm running out of room here. So I'll just announce who it is. And once I announce it, you guys would agree. This particular winner saw a need in this particular area for the people who live in this particular area, who don't have access to groceries, restaurants. Oh, I just gave it away, didn't I? So it's my distinct honor and pleasure to congratulate Soiree Steakhouse and Oyster as their Small Business Big Heart Award.
So I wouldn't get dressed like this if it wasn't for Kim. She said, get dressed up like you. She did. And told me to get out the kitchen.
Yes.
So I hope all the food was good.
Yes.
Okay.
All day.
All day.
All day. She cooked all day, so I made her go home and get dressed.
Well, I got dressed in the kitchen. I mean, in the bathroom right there. Sorry, y'all. You know, that's how business owners do it. But just thank you. I mean, it's just like, we just give here. We just open this up. Even through the pandemic, we just gave and gave and gave. And it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to give. And that's what I think makes us successful, because we're able to give and the Lord just gives back.
Yes.
So I thank you, Kim, for us becoming, she like my second mama now. But I just thank, and then everybody in the room, because you have kept us alive and you supported us through so many obstacles. It was times that we wanted to give up, but we didn't. And we're still here, and we're going to be here. And regardless, we just going to keep getting better and better to serve our community every day.
You're doing a great job.
I love you
I love you
so
too.
much. Oh, wait, let me give a shout out to my husband.
Right.
I'm sorry. Okay, let me give a shout out to my husband, because if it wasn't for him,
Yes.
I would not have been able to follow my dream
Yes.
and not work for about 5 years. He supported our family, our kids, everything. So,
Yes.
baby, I love you, and I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Yes.
Let's give them another round of applause, everyone. And next, we're going to have Carol Taylor, who's going to come up for our next award.
I'm not going to be like the gentleman before me and make it about myself as they did. But since I'm up here and I do have the mic, I am Carol Taylor, the president of a Clean Slate Group. Thank you. That's my friend. So I am here to present, the Community Voice Award to my wonderful friend, Miss Era McGee. Era has 25 years of experience in media as a senior marketing executive, with the oldest African American owned radio group in the country, right here in Kansas City. Heartland Group Incorporated. That is awesome. The oldest. Come on, we can stop right there. She is responsible for creating marketing strategies through digital and radio platforms that promote your products, your services, and your events. Mr. Michael Carter said the reason why some of your business is failing because you're not promoting it. So here we have a platform to promote it. Amen. So I'm not going to finish the rest of the era. I'm going to let you read this on your own. But I want to present the Community Voice Award to my friend, Era McGee!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These are my sisters. This is my family here, y'all. There's half this room is filled with my clients. Yeah. And I want to say thank you tonight. But oh my God, what an honor. Kim, thank you. Heartland Black Chamber, yes, thank you. You know, it's an honor to stand here tonight and represent the community. I'm born and raised here, Kansas City. Born right there on 30th and Mungal. My daddy used to get his hair cut across the street when Ware's barbershop was there. And I'm actually celebrating 28 years. Just celebrated at Carter Broadcast Group, the oldest black-owned station in the country, y'all. I am so proud to be a part of this company. And I'm proud that Mike Carter, he did have to step out because he's handling some business, and y'all gonna find out pretty soon. But anyhow, he had to step out and take care of some things. My immediate boss, and he don't like me to say he's my boss, Vic Dyson, is here, and I appreciate him for coming and supporting tonight. Thank you. You know, anybody can be a boss, but not everybody can be a leader. But I want to thank y'all. And it's been an honor to serve through Carter Broadcast Group, to serve as secretary of the Heartland Black Chamber Board of Directors. And community is what we're about. And I just thank Carter Broadcast Group for affording me the opportunity to be able to serve on Heartland Black Chamber and to serve the community, to serve you all. I love you all. Thank you, and God bless you. Kim, thank you, baby.
Mr. Brandon Martin.
Good evening, everyone. I have about 100 pages of notes for this humanitarian award. And this gentleman is an icon. He is a servant leader in our community. He's a visionary, and he has left an indelible mark in the Kansas City community throughout Missouri for the past 5 decades. And Congressman Emanuel Cleaver II, he has been a clergy member of St. James, Methodist Church, with United Church, I'm going to say it, United Methodist Church, with over 2,000 members. And so he has left his mark as not only a clergyman, he has left his mark as an elected official. And if I were to say, he has touched all of us in this room. And so, with that said, this humanitarian award, Reverend is not here, but Dominic Bell is here to receive the award on his behalf. So we have Dominic Bell, his Director of Operations, who is going to receive it on his behalf.
Thank you. Miss Kim is always getting me up here when I don't want to. My name is Dominic Bell. As he said, I am the Director of Operations for Congressman Cleaver. I would like to thank you on his behalf, of course, for this award. As much as he wanted to be here, he is doing his work in DC. So we thank you.
Okay, our next presenter is Jason Parsons, who will present the Chairman's Circle Award.
Good evening, all. You know, there's a few things I need to address real quick, and then I'll be on the program. You know, they started with that, you know, Kappa Newt stuff, you know, and it's all good, but let me tell you, you know, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish with these alphas. So I'm just saying, you know, we got multiple alphas following me on the program tonight. So anyway, big shout out to A5A. Tonight's a special night. You know, I'm really honored to be here with Kim and you all. When I look out in the crowd, you know, one of the things I see, you know, it's a hue of colors. Let me be clear about that. But I certainly see Black excellence. And when you are, when we think about Kansas City and all the challenges that we tend to face, we come together more often than we pull ourselves apart, right? And I think we need to be reminded of that we often have way more in common than we do apart. So big shout out to Kim for making this happen tonight. So tonight, we want to recognize the Chairman's Circle Award, Ms. Sharita Hutton. Sharita joined the Kansas City Royals in March of 2022 and currently serves as the Senior Director of Communication Strategy. Her role includes telling the story of the organization from the business side of the game, working closely with the community impact team, and finding unique ways to diversify the fan base. Prior to coming to the Royals, Hutton spent time as the Director of Communications for the Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools. Her role included telling the stories of the district from a student, community, and staff lens. In addition, she oversaw crisis management and the district's social media channels. Hutton also spent time running media public relations for H&R Block, covering a span of 25 states, and spent most of her career in television, where she was a reporter, anchor at 3 of the 4 TV stations in Kansas City. Let's all give a warm welcome to Ms. Sharita Hutton.
And here I am, not prepared at all. First of all, I want to say on behalf of the Urban Youth Academy, the Kansas City Royals, and myself, Kim, thank you. Thank you to the Heartland Black Chamber. I haven't been here for an entire year, and already the partnership between the Chamber and the Royals and the Urban Youth Academy is something that's just going to continue to grow, right? And our partnership with so many of you out here in this audience. Almost a year ago, I sat down with my now boss, Sarah Torville, who couldn't be here tonight, and she asked me, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, I'm at that point in my life where it doesn't matter about my title, it matters on who I touch, the lives I touch. And then she introduced me to John Sherman. To talk about, and not just because I'm sitting at the table and he pays my check, but the fact that you work for somebody so committed to this community, so committed to the people who has spent their life giving back. And it's not just John, it's Brooke Sherman sitting at the table, it's Adam Sachs, whose name many of you guys already know for his work his family has done for so many years in Kansas City. And then one face that you may not realize sitting at our table is Philip Hannon, who is new to the Royals organization, who is committed to making sure little brown and black kids get the opportunity to play softball and baseball. I am blessed. I am blessed to be where I am. God has put me here for a reason. God has put you in my life for a reason. I thank you all.
Next presenter we have is Mr. Dan Smith.
Disrespect.
Good evening, good evening. I say yo to the noobs. That's so you can't transition back to the noob afterwards, so that's the thing. So I am here to honor Miss Shanae Kimber of UMB Bank. What's up, Shanae? I got a bio right here, but I want to tell a little something. So I'm a co-founder of an organization called the Porterhouse KC. We support entrepreneurs in the urban core through various means, but this past year was the first year that we got the opportunity to actually start granting dollars to small businesses. And because of Shanae's effort and her tenacity in her position, we were able to grant $100,000 to small businesses this year, and we're actually going to do it again next year. So that's 40 small businesses that we'll get to support with direct funding because of the efforts that Shanae has provided. I actually called Shanae a couple weeks ago, and we often get in this place of I'm thankful for everything that our position is just a blessing, right? But we don't often take time to specifically acknowledge individuals. So a couple weeks ago, I put a post out on Facebook just showing some appreciation for a lot of people. And I also called Shanae and I was just like, dude, you don't know how special you are to us, right, in this community. And I don't know if that's the reason why I got selected to come up here and talk, because to try to get her to cry or something, but I appreciate being able to honor you because of the work that you're doing and you continue to do in the community. So the actual name of this honor is the HBCC Champion Award. So come on up, get your award. Shanae serves as Vice President of Community for UMB Bank. So she's got a long bio, but just talk to her afterwards and ask her what she's about, you know? Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to make it quick because I'm not going to read this bio either. I will say Kim knows how much I did not want to receive an award tonight because to me it always is about if the work isn't done, then there's not a lot of praise to be had. But Kim had reminded me that we have to celebrate the milestones and the things that we have accomplished on the road to get to where we need to be. We have a long road ahead of us when it comes to minority businesses, and trust and believe me, there is so many people working to make sure it happens and we make it down this road. So I'm very appreciative to my community business team here from UMB. Thank you so much for being everything, because we did this together. Every event, every business that we needed to reach out to, it was said earlier that you need someone that is a leader, not necessarily a boss, and my boss is here, and I appreciate his support. Every time I just bring something, I just shoot it out there. It's never a, I don't know about that one, because they brought me in and I said, listen, you sure? Because the way this is going to go is we're going to make some changes, and he's never said no. We've made it work, and we've tried to do our best for minority businesses here in Kansas City, and trust and believe me when I say it's just the beginning. We have a long road. It was mentioned earlier that Kansas City has a long history, and one of the first history that I learned about Kansas City was, of course, about Black history of Kansas City. And I don't know if you guys know this, that Kansas City and the state of Missouri as a whole was known as the Trapper State when Kansas City was first founded. And do you guys know why it was called the Trapper State? because during the Underground Railroad years, you had so many slaves that were fleeing the South. Missouri was the state in which they would trap them. They would trap them and hold them. So it was called the Trapper State. And for those reasons, there are so many slaves that settled in Kansas City and Missouri because the slave owners did not give back the slaves to the South. They held them. And because they held them, that kept these, that's the reason why Missouri was one of the last states to free slaves. Why? Because they kept trapping them. They kept holding them. And now, as much as that's a bleak history for us at Kansas City, I think about all of the strides that we've had to overcome when it comes to being black in Kansas City specifically. I think about how we had, yes, we were trying to get someplace, or maybe we were grounded here, but nonetheless, my family came from Oklahoma at 5 years after the massacre. And they came here and they trapped here and they stayed here, but they grew here. They went back and they bought the land that their plantation owners had, and they grew a family. We placed roots. I'm a grassroots girl, and I want to say thank you guys for being my roots here in Kansas City.
All right, before I bring up the next presenter, I want to say that Kim, I got in trouble for wearing what I wore tonight. Y'all look beautiful, and I appreciate y'all. But, you know, Kim already got me. She got me, guys, so it's cool. The next presenter is Willie Piggy.
Oh, the shoes. Somebody said he's going to work hard. I think he heard about it and said,
Good evening. Good evening. First, I want to shout out the men of the prestigious Alpha Alpha Incorporated 06. So my name is Willie Pegues, Vice President of DEI at McCowan Gore Construction. This next recipient that I'm gonna call up here, Joyce Cristiano. This award that we're presenting to Joyce is gonna be the most valuable partner. So let's talk a little bit about Joyce. Joyce is a senior program manager of supplier diversity. Joyce is a wireless industry veteran with deep experience in diversity, equity, inclusion, and helping lead T-Mobile supplier diversity initiatives under the company's chief procurement officer, as well as the vice president of technology and enterprise procurement. In this role, Joyce supports initiatives that engage diverse suppliers while meeting the company's short and long-term supplier diversity goals and compliance requirements. Since joining T-Mobile, when the Un-carrier merged with Sprint, Joyce has led the creation of T-Mobile's Next Tech Diversity Program, a wireless industry-wide initiative intent on building a more diverse workforce in the telecom industry. In less than 1 year, the Next Tech Network Technician and Network Equipment Drivers programs were launched to fund recruiting, training, certification, and job placement services for hundreds of women and men of color. The program has placed 100% of the 220 trained graduates within 15 days of graduation into sustainable careers as tower technicians or commercial truck drivers. Both positions are vital to expansion of America's 5G networks with a goal of continuing to build program momentum through at least 2025. Joyce is especially proud of being recognized during 2017 as one of the 20 best of the best Wonder Women of Diversity by Professional Women's Magazine alongside Michelle Obama, Beyonce, Admiral Michelle Howard, Susan Orman, and others. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Joyce to the stage.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. My daughter said, "Mom, did you write a speech?" I said, "No, I didn't write a speech. I just speak from my heart." But again, regarding the T-Mobile program, it is a program that we've invested $5 million in, and we continue to invest money. We're actually training women and men of color to become tower technicians or CDL truck drivers. You all may know Mark Bird here in Kansas City. He owns New Reflections. We've partnered with Mark Bird, and we've sent plenty of students through the program. They cried to me and thanked me for T-Mobile paying their scholarships because they said they didn't know where they'd be in life had T-Mobile not picked up the bill to send them through school. So I'm really thankful that I had the opportunity, and I thank Kim for being on the board with the chamber. I asked Kim, I said, why did I win this award? She said, because you show up. So I want to challenge each of you to show up. You know, we can do, all we have to do is show up. If you're not a member of this chamber, you need to think of being a member. If your company's not a member, you need to think of having your company become a member, because we can do so much in this community. If you look at the other councils around, they may have 3,000 people at events like this. We can do this. Black people, we can come together and have 3,000 people at an event and recognize one another and support one another and get to know one another so that we can do business with one another and grow one another, because that's what it's all about, is growing the economy, helping our youth, and being all that we can be in America. Thank you.
Next presenter will be Fatima Parrish.
Good evening. So I'm Fatima Parrish. I'm the owner and president of Parrish & Sons Construction. And thank you. And just really want to give a shout out to my soror here, Kim Randolph, since we shouting out the Divine Nine, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, founded January 13th.
Come on now.
So history, we're here, we're representing.
That's right.
And you know, it brings us all back, you know, Talented 10th, our purpose, scholarship, sisterhood, and service. And so when we talk about the next award recipient, we talk about education. We talk about providing opportunities for advancement. And I'm a big proponent within my own organization of continuing education. And that's one of the major benefits that I offer to my employees. OSHA 10, recertification of many of the different opportunities for them, because that's how we grow. That's how we sustain organizations such as small businesses, because we are a lot of legacy members here of multi-generational businesses, multi-generational civic leaders. And when we think about Mary Ann Flunder, the Hero Award, she was a hero within herself, and she was a proponent of education, providing those advancement opportunities for children and other individuals that wanted to further their education. So without further ado, I want to give a short and just meaningful intro to the award recipient, Nakisha Bosby. So Keisha, she started out as an intern with J.E. Dunn Construction, and 28 years later, she's still paying it forward by providing educational opportunities to small businesses like myself. And without the small business, minority development programs, and so many others, we would not be where we are today. So thank you so much, Kim and Nakisha.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much, everybody in the room tonight. Kim, Fatima, our board, just everyone. Didn't prepare any words really for this, but I will say that I did have the honor of knowing Ms. Flunder in her years here with us, and just some time that I was able to spend with her. I'll tell you, if you don't know anything about Ms. Flunder, she definitely was a proponent for our youth. She definitely was a champion in our community. And you know, those are some big, big shoes to fill if you know Ms. Flunder. Such an honor, Kim, to be honored with this award this evening. And I'll tell you, a lot of what I do every day, you know, people might go, it's a construction company, what do you do over there, blah, blah, blah. In my role, I've been challenged with giving access, and I take great pride in that. I am really charged with giving access to people of color in our community with regards to construction opportunities. I have opportunity to work for one of the largest GCs here in the Kansas City area, and I have since I was in high school. And so to walk through those doors as a high school student then, and to understand now what that means to be able to open those same doors for the next high school student, for the next Black-owned business, is huge shoes to fill. So again, great honor to stand here this evening. Thank you so much. I'm greatly humbled. And thank you guys for letting me be here this evening. Appreciate my family. Appreciate my partners here at the table tonight, my J.E. Dunn family and friends in the room. So thank you guys for your support. It takes a village. It takes a village.
All right, awesome. So our next presenter is my soror again, Kim Randolph, coming to the stage, on the stage with me. Yeah.
So, wow. So this is 4 years for me. When I took the lead of this chamber, it was to be temporary. I was an interim, and I own my own business. I own EQ LLC. I'm a JV partner to Kwame Building Group out of St. Luke's, Kwame KC. You will see us because we are restoring the Sarah Rector House on 12th Street. But the humbling feeling, and I am getting ready to be a pastor, y'all, so get ready, settle in. No, seriously. You know, when God commissions you or when something comes to you, you never know what God is going to have for you. Each and every one of these recipients was chosen because they showed up. They truly, truly showed up. When I took this right here, my idea was to shut it down. My predecessor had been asked to go to the mayor's office in KCK. I didn't know anything about nonprofits, so I said, shut it down. And we had a board member that became one of my closest friends. And he came in and he said, we can do this. We can do this and I'll support you. And Keisha Bosby said, I got you. And UMB at the time, it was Vanessa Sim. She said, don't give up. I'm going to introduce you to Justin Beats. And then from there, we started building and building. And I called Joyce and I said, Joyce, I need help. And Joyce stepped in and became a Chairman's Circle member without flinching. And then we looked up and I had not just one of the largest construction firms in Kansas City, but I had the 3 largest on my board. So I had J. Dunn, McCallum Gordon, and Turner on my board. And as we built, we started getting banks and we started getting other members. And last year, we started our first fundraiser, which was our softball tournament. And in our softball tournament, it was a little bitty tournament. And this year, I met a young lady, Sharita Hutton. And Sharita said, hey, let us partner with you. Let us get into this community because this is what Mr. Sherman wants. He wants to open up to this community. We have a youth academy that's not being used, and it's ours. It wasn't put here for anybody else. It is our youth academy. Now we're getting ready to have a stadium, which if you don't understand economics, when that stadium hits downtown, and I don't care what area, in the areas they're talking about, 18th and Vine will reap the benefits of having a stadium. So as a chamber member, and my next recipient, I'm going to try not to cry because honestly, me and this guy have whiteboarded, blackboarded, on yellow paper, had conversations, and he literally carried, and I won't throw numbers out, but he carried this chamber alone for 3 years. Never once faltered. This is a man who is truly, truly, truly about community. He is from Dayton, Ohio. He's a hood rat, just like us. But this is also an example of what we can do when we put our minds to it. This man was the vice president of financial services at DST. He is an engineer by trade. He has touched so many lives. He was, for a few months, I got to get it straight because I always said the administrator for the SBA Region 7. He chose to step down because he could not be free to help and serve this community. At this time, I would like you to stand on your feet, because if it wasn't for Versi Lark, Kim Randolph would not be standing here. I would not have the opportunity to do this. He believed in me, and he gave me my wings to fly. Thank you, Versi.
I don't cry. All right, I need an napkin. Killing me. My daughter never sees me cry. You don't get to do this. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I don't even know what to say.
Congratulations,
I had a speech. I don't know if I can say it, but let me just start here. First, no matter what you think, it's my privilege. You know, when things look bad, you didn't quit. All the board members that were there with me, you guys knew you saw the tribulations we went through. You know, the bill collectors were calling, all that stuff was going on. We could have packed it up. But at the end of the day, it's all about the network. The network is what makes businesses grow. It makes businesses thrive. This gathering we have here today, this is the network. This is a small version of the network. Someone, I forget who said it, someone talked about it. We've got to blow this up. This network should be tenfold. In other communities, this network is 10 to 20-fold when they show up. You go to DC, as a matter of fact, I was just talking to a gentleman back there, this thing would be jam-packed with people standing outside trying to get in. We have something powerful here in Kansas City. I know it's powerful, not just in Kansas City, Kansas City, Missouri, you name it. All across this metro, there are a lot of people starving to become a part of a network to help them grow. Not just professionally, but in business, and quite frankly, in life and socially. And so for me, and Kim knows this, but I'm going to tell you where it all starts. So my grandfather, Baptist minister, right? So I grew up in the Baptist church. He told me, he said, Versi, before you become my age, he was 60-some years old. He died about a few years later. He said, you need to do something better than what I did. And that stuck with me. I was in the back of his car, and they had those little plastic over the seats back in the day. And you're riding in, you're you know, that kind of thing. And for whatever reason, he felt the need to talk to me. And he said that. And that stuck with me from the time I was about 6, 7 years old. I'm 60 years old today. Or not today, but now. Pretty close, September. And I go back, and there's a couple things that I learned from my grandfather, and I just took it with me. It's pretty simple. It's called help. We need to help each other. And help is, we need to figure out how to provide affordable housing and health care. Okay. We're talking about basic necessities. Shelter, if you guys know Maslow's, right? Shelter, right? And then we need to be able to take care of ourselves because we're all going to get sick. The next one, eat. Education and entrepreneurship. Yeah. If we want to thrive as a community, we've got to have good health. We've got to have shelter. But then we've got to be educated and turn that into entrepreneurship, not just employment. Yeah. Right? Yeah. We can employ easily. We need to own it, and we need to educate, and we need to entrepreneur. The next one is liberty. Without freedom and justice, all of this stuff is just a pipe dream. So I can have money, I can have good health, but if I'm incarcerated, guess what? I can't do much. So we got to figure out how to make sure we keep people free to do the things that they know they can do and that we know they can do. And then the last one is peace and prosperity. Right? Without peace, you know, I'm a simple guy. I just want to help. And so when I saw Kim, actually Jim's been my successor, which is awesome because I had to step away for a little bit.
But I took a stint, quite frankly, under the administration of the Biden administration with the SBA, because I felt it would be an opportunity to expand that P, that prosperity, right? That entrepreneurship. I learned a ton, but I left. And I only left because I was constrained. Like most people that work for the government, it can be constraining, but it was also an educational opportunity for me. I learned a ton. And right now, my focus is going back to doing what I was doing, but actually taking the power of the federal government, the SBA, the USDA, the FSA, and every other acronym you know, and figure out how we can harness that to apply it here in Kansas City, back in my hometown of Dayton, Ohio, and everywhere else I've been in my life. That's why I'm here, and that's why I'm back. Most people don't know me. I'm like the quiet secret around here. But before I get off stage, I want to make sure you are aware of this. There's 3 things I've done in the last few years, and I want to make sure you're aware, because if you know somebody in earshot that can take advantage of this, I want them to. The first thing I did was I invested in small businesses in the Kansas City area, the Ohio area, etc. And I continue to do that as an angel investor. So if you know people in this community that are looking to find investment opportunities or investors, look me up. Hit me up, as I would normally say if I wasn't on this stage. The next one is I became a venture capital investor. So in the last few years, we've raised about $25 million that's being deployed for technology-based firms in this community and across the United States. When I was in the SBA, I couldn't play that game, so I had to get back to it. But my point is, it's not bragging, there is funding that's being created right here by a guy you guys never met. You met me today. If you know people that are in the tech industry building software development firms that are cloud-based, introduce them to me, because I want to make sure we connect them with the right capital. Only less than 3% of African Americans and women get capital from venture capitals. I'm one of those guys. I'm trying to change that game. The third thing I'm focused on, quite frankly, is the other parts of that help. Trying to do my part to give back to others who need help, to help them kind of lift them up, give them that hope, and then ultimately they become entrepreneurs or whatever they want to be in their own right. So before I get off the stage, I wrote a book. That book is called Make It Rain. Everything I talk about, and everybody knows me, know I talk about this, let's make it rain. The way we make it rain is we continue to build this network. This is a start. This is year 1. I'm so proud of you. This is year 1. In year 2, this should be at least double, if not quadruple. And we need your help to do that. So let's build that network. So let's make it rain, not just in the Kansas City Metro, because these businesses will have reach across the United States and across the world. We can be whatever we want to be if we build that network together. Thank you all. Thank you for this award. I'm done. I'm going to give this to you. Tears are gone. I'm back to my hood life. Thank you.
So before Jim Echo leaves the stage, I want to say I've been blessed, because when you have one leader that has to step down, you need another leader to step up. And Jim Echo is someone that's not very well known probably on the Missouri side, but everybody on the Kansas side knows who Jim Echols is. He has introduced me to different levels of just everything. I am a paid member of the Kansas State Board Chamber. That is the most conservative chamber in the United States. However, we have to know how to operate across party lines. We are Americans. We don't have to always agree. We don't have to have the same philosophy, but we have to live in this country and we have to protect it. So Jim, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for stepping up and for being our chairman.
One good term deserves another, and when I introduced and asked you all to thank Kim earlier for the hard work she put into this event, I wasn't expecting a reciprocal comeback, Kim. But I appreciate you, and I appreciate when you asked me to become a part of the Heartland Black Chamber. Firstly, I appreciate you spending time with me as you departed and spent time to help me transition in. And my hope is, as Versi said, is that this group is just a seed that's being planted to get the rain and sunshine and the nurturing that's necessary to make it grow into something that's really special, because we need, in our community, we need to take advantage of those aspects of the American free enterprise system that do work regardless of what your background is. So I appreciate that, and thank you, Kim. And again, thank all of you for being here.
So, it's my pleasure first. This person right here doesn't know that he's getting an award. So, you always have to have a surprise. But before I do that, I need everybody to understand this. Black excellence is in this room. Black excellence is in this room. If you are a black-owned business, please stand. There's some in the back area as well. This night was put together, and I need my three. So I always talk about joint ventures. I'm a joint venture to one of the largest black construction management firms in this region, which is Kwame Building Group. And one thing that I've been preaching and trying to teach my black businesses and my brown businesses is that joint venture partnership is how we grow. And the funny thing is, so I'm going to throw a shameless plug, Uniquely You Events is my sister. She works for Cerner, but she's going to retire one day. Karen, will you come forward? Glitz by Brick. Concierge. Does this room not look fabulous? There's always this stigma about black businesses not being able to work together. And guess what? For the first time, me and my sister did something and we didn't get in one argument today. Not one! But I prayed this morning. No, the beautiful thing was, I sit back twice, 2 or 3 times a day, and I just watched. And these 3 sisters right here worked in unison and simultaneously, and they intertwined and they worked together and they supported one another. And this is the result of what we got. Thank you, ladies, for your hard work. Black and brown businesses. If you look to the back, our videos, our camera, our photos, and please go back to the back to our little Christmas booth. If you notice, I didn't do the backdrop with all your sponsor's name because I figured y'all needed some Christmas presents to put on your Christmas card, so you didn't need a name. Televita. Televita is a part of XO Films. It's a Hispanic organization. I have a show called Speak Up. Joseph Garcia, I told him I wanted to do a show. I was introduced to him by the Hispanic Chamber, and we'll get to that in a moment. And I told him I wanted to do a show, but I had no money. I have been doing a weekly show, and I have interviewed some of the top people in Kansas City. And I need your support to support my show because he has not asked me for a dime. But it costs money. But that's partnership. That's black and brown partnership. Joseph, I love you. Thank you. I don't know how many of you people go to the Nelson's in the summertime. If you've been anywhere in Kansas City, you should know DJ Joe and DJ Ice Cold. When I tell you they are the hottest DJ duo in Kansas City, oh my goodness. I had the pleasure of meeting Joe first years ago. Joe and I helped build his business, and that was before I became the chamber. I was a little consultant person trying to do consultancy. And he met this beautiful woman, introduced me to her, and they have skyrocketed. Black excellence. Thank you. And they never tell me no. Dan Smith, Porterhouse, KC. Another small black business in our community doing the work of building black businesses. If you are a small black business or brown business, we are for all. Don't let the black fool you. We are all, because I'm a melting pot. But when I tell you, these people are helping create and elevate entrepreneurs every single day. They're giving, QMB, y'all owe me some money. Y'all owe me some money. I can talk to y'all. And then I want to talk about Black Excellence. Black Excellence, BXKC, Craig Moore. These are young people that are doing the work. This room right here is so full of excellence. It's scary. I want to recognize the Civic Council. I am a member of KC tomorrow. If you have not gone through the cohort, and I'm a shameless plug, I've been through leadership classes. This has been the best cohort that I have been in. And I want to thank you. We have Mr. Dred Scott, who is now the CEO, who used to be with Boys and Girls Club, but he is leading the Civic Council. FEC, can't leave here without talking about Clyde McQueen. If you don't know Clyde McQueen, you ain't from Kansas City. And you ain't been here for 5 minutes. Because everybody that's been here 15 minutes know who Clyde McQueen is and who FEC is. Then we have other people that have stepped up in the room. I want to thank Hallmark Cards. I want to thank Honeywell. I want to thank my sister girl back there, Sandra Olivas. Sandra, if you remember Sandra from the news, Sandra Olivas. She is now with First Federal Bank, and they are now members of the chamber. KPRS, if you are anything in Kansas City, Carter Broadcast System, I love you. I know it. Joyce Cristiano. Okay, I would throw the truth out there because, you know, a little nepotism. Joyce and Tayro are my kids' godparents. And I'm with you. But that has nothing to do with it. There's my goddaughter. Look, she said, don't forget me. That's my baby Monica back there. I just want to say this. Without us, we can't do it. All my heart. And then I can't not say nothing about the queen back there. She tries to lead the board, and I tell her, sit down, shut up. Carol Taylor, I know you're back there somewhere. A clean slate. So I'm trying to hit all my people in here. I want you to know that you mean the world to me. There's somebody I am going to introduce, but before I do that, I have one award that I have to give out. I didn't know anything about nonprofits at all. I'm a for-profit. I'm a capitalist. Let me get it straight. I am a capitalist. I need to know where the bottom dollar is, and I'm going to need my money. I want to know where the money's going, and I want to know how it's being spent. And I absolutely do not like saying, I'm going to give it away. What? But I called Carlos Gomez. Carlos, I know you back there hiding in the corner. Come on up. Come on up, Carlos. Everybody knows Carlos as my husband. You know, everybody needs a partner. You know, you husbands, y'all know y'all's wives is more than y'all's partners. They y'all leader. But everybody needs a partner. And as crazy as it is, half of these corporate partners in here are my partners because of Carlos. Believe it or not, it's because of you. And we have had conversations, and I mean, we battle. Some days I'll be like, dude, you know I'm calling you. Quit telling me you're going to call me back. But Carlos, and we're on polar opposites. Carlos is the perpetual. He can go out there and beg. Me, I'm like, either you're going to give it to me or you ain't. But Carlos is my friend. And Carlos, I want to honor you with, where's my person? Carlos, I got something for you. Britt, Glitz by Britt. Right, that's what he needs. He needs a phone charger. Brittany. Oh. My bad. Yes, we had to hide it because Carlos is nosy. So Carlos Gomez, I want to say this. I know you wasn't expecting this.
I wasn't.
And hey, my sisters and my brown sisters and brothers at the Hispanic Chamber, thank you for keeping the secret. Yes, they all knew. I just want to tell you, I didn't keep them on the Carlos never fails at any event he has, at any time, to introduce the Heartland Black Chamber in the Hispanic community. Never. I have never been in a room that he did not say, let me bring up my counterpart. I want to thank you. My mother always said, give your roses while they're here. And I'm going to give you the trophy. You don't get no roses. Hey, Carlos, don't take all night.
Thank you so much, Kim. This is truly a surprise. I was not expecting this. It's truly an honor to work with the Heartland Black Chamber. So first of all, you know, when I walked in tonight, the energy in this room was incredible and still is. So let's give Kim and the board a round of applause of the Heartland Black Chamber, because this was needed. We need to acknowledge the success of the black business community and the community leaders. And Kim, thank you for your partnership. You know, during the pandemic, still today, we talk almost every day, but during the pandemic, Kim and I were constantly on the phone, talking to each other, supporting each other. All boats can rise together. It's not an either-or proposition. And together, and with your help, we are going to make both communities stronger. Thank you so much.
So look forward. Keep your fingers crossed and your prayers up, because we do have the Senate. Thank God. We are hoping to have the appropriations by yeah, I see you, Clyde. Yeah, me too. By next year. So God is good. So I have the honor, you know, so many things have happened for us. We have UMKC, and we have the director of athletics. You know what? I'm tired. I rue up every chance I get. But Brandon Martin, if you come up, is not only the athletic director of UMKC Athletic Department, but he is also the vice chancellor at UMKC. But more importantly, this year, he became the president of Chamber Development for the Heartland Black Chamber. And so he's got some exciting news, and then we're getting ready to party.
Well, thank you, Kim. I don't want to get in the way of the cigars and the dancing, so I'm going to be brief. There's a lot that's been said, and one of the things that I want to say is that I have a ton of gratitude for a lot of people in this room, and I think that warrants a lot of acknowledgement. Jim Eccles, thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you for the board's leadership. Appreciate what you've done. I also want to give a special thanks to Dr. Kim Beatty, the esteemed Chancellor of MCC. Thank you for the indelible mark you continue to leave on our students, on our staff, and I can't think of a better fighter of advancement than you, so I just want to thank you. Yeah. I also want to thank a good friend and colleague of mine, Dr. Dred Scott here, who has, he's a native Kansas Cityan, and he's also a fighter, and I just want to thank you for everything that you've done, that we know about, and the things that you've done that we don't know about, so I want to thank you, Dr. Scott. Yeah, so I want to thank you for that. Also our sponsors. Can all of our sponsors please stand and be recognized? All of our sponsors. We have our sponsors. Can we just give them a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Sherman. I want to thank you for being here this evening. I want to thank you for believing in the chamber. I want to thank you for believing in our community, and I want to thank you for your continued support. So thank you so much for what you and Marnie have done for us. And thank you. also want to, they've been thanked before, but Shay, DJ Joe, and DJ Ice Cole, and Tony Talley, I want to thank you for your contribution this evening. But also, we need to thank Kim Randolph. And I think there's no harder working woman than Kim in Kansas City. There's no one who is more passionate about Black excellence, about our community, and about elevation. So where's Kim?
Right behind.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to give you a hug. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Kim wanted me to talk about a new partnership with UMKC. And so I serve 2 roles at UMKC. One is the Vice Chancellor, one is the Director of Athletics. And in that role, we are going to use the UMKC platform. We're going to use the UMKC athletic platform to advertise and promote Black businesses on our platform. We're going to do that. We're going to involve our student athlete leaders to get involved in some of the leadership pillars that we have, within the chamber. And we're going to expand this. We're going to mentor students. I created a Men of Color Academy program. Some of you might know about that at UMKC. We're going to involve that academy with the chamber. And we're also going to do some deep engagement with the Block School of Management. And so this is going to be a lot wider than we talked about, but I did some work in the last couple of days. But this is going to be great for not only the chamber, but it's going to really elevate Kansas City. And it's right in the vein of Black excellence, which has been a theme of tonight. And so I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Every one of you, even if you haven't been formally recognized, is a critical piece to what we want to do as a people and as a community. And so this is the last thing that I want to say, is that the worst thing that we can do tonight is to have a feel-good night. And we had great food, and I think Anita might have left. But yeah, she's in the back, but her and her team did a splendid job. We had great food, we had great speeches, we had a feel-good moment. But if we do not leave tonight and tomorrow morning, and we don't have our priorities, and we're not working for us, then we wasted our time tonight. And so everybody in here has a responsibility to lead, to inspire, and to elevate everyone here in Kansas City. So with that said, I know Kim, you have some words after me, but with that said, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I want to thank the leadership, and thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you.
Surprise, surprise. Okay, before I leave, I'd like to have the staff, the wait staff, swore way to come out or wave or something. Anita, I need your staff. Were they not the most excellent people? My bartenders, Kelly, Kenyatta, if I can have the wait staff, they work very hard. This is what you get when you come to soiree. And when I tell you there's days that we have our mild days, and then there's days where we get down and party. So I want to say all these people right here, every one of them, and I know every one of them, they work very hard. They have good energy, and they want you to have a good time. Was the food good? Was the service good? I want you to make sure before you leave here, you show your gratitude. Dig in your pockets. And make sure that, because...
No, I didn't say
oh, okay.
Wait a minute, I can say something.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them, this would not happen tonight.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we have kids that are here that we have trained from, what's my youngest? 14? Okay, 14 years old. And not to mention that we are getting ready to open up a school with New Reflections. It's called New Reflections Cafe with Mike Bird, I'm sorry. So we are doing on that, but I have kids over here can run my mama away in the kitchen, rest her peace. But seriously, we have trained these students and staff and all of them. I love them all. They do a really good thing for me. So I thank you. And let's just do a walk. Walk, walk, walk.
That's what they want to do.
Come on through. Come on through so people can see who you are. And if you have not been here on Sundays for brunch, they have a Sunday brunch. And when I tell you it's a brunch buffet, omelets, prime rib, ham, booths, all of that. So please come and support Soiree. I am now going to get ready for the party. Oh, before I get started, I want to thank the Whiskey Beard. If you don't know who the Whiskey Beard is, there's a box of cigars in that tent out there, and they're free to whoever wants to smoke a cigar. It is by the Whiskey Beard. They are providing our cigars. It is a cigar and barbershop. This is where I get my hair cut, and that's where I smoke my cigars. So enjoy. I'm going to turn this back over to my host. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Each and every one of you mean the world to me.